All right, this is Brian. We're here at PAX West 2018, and I'm here with Josh, who's with Realm Royale, and we're actually here at the Facebook Gaming. It's a booth, but it's a very nice lounge area that they provided. And so we wanted to get a little bit of information about Realm Royale. A lot of our listeners, our viewers, play this game. And so currently, for those who maybe don't know so much about Realm Royale, how did it start? Because this wasn't originally a Battle Royale game. Where did this genre start?
So Realm Royale actually evolved out of another one of hi-rez Studios' games called Paladins. We originally created a game called Paladins Battlegrounds, where we took the characters from a hero shooter, put them in a Battle Royale environment, and started messing around, started testing with it. Because as a game studio, we are full of developers who love video games. So we're like, let's test the bounds, let's see what we can do with this. So as we sort of went through the development process with Paladins Battlegrounds, we learned that there were a lot of barriers to entry. You had to know who the characters were. There's sort of lore in the background that you don't really understand. So then we decided to sort of pivot and make a separate title and IP altogether known as Realm Royale. And with Realm Royale, our focus is building your champion. And originally, in the original iteration that's out right now, we actually have a class system that allows you to sort of play different archetypes in the game. You have different abilities available to you. You have different weapons available to you, and they each have sort of different silhouettes. You can identify who is who. And we wanted to appeal to sort of that fantasy, RPG, MOBA, Battle Royale feel because, as gamers, those are the kind of games that we like, and thought that this would be a really fun experience for everyone. It's sort of different.
Well, and one thing that I noticed about Realm Royale is it's incredibly polished, because when you first go in there, a lot of games when they're early access, they first come in, the movements aren't smooth, like things obviously are very broken. When we went into Realm Royale for the first time, we looked and it's like everything seems to work. I mean, that was kind of a new thing for us. We were very shocked. The character art was great. Everything seemed incredibly polished. One thing also that we noticed right away that was different than any other games in the genre is what happens when you die. And this was something very unique, and we thought this was really cool. Okay, so what happens? Normally a player in a BR game, they fall down and it's like, okay, revive me, I'm crawling around. What makes this one different?
So in Realm Royale, when you run out of health, you turn into a chicken, yes, which is interesting in of itself, and it's fun, because that was something we wanted to remind our players. Our games are all about fun. Yes. When you get turned into a chicken, it's not just waiting to die or waiting for a teammate to come pick you up. You actually have the ability to come back to life. You can run around for 20 seconds, and as long as you survive, you'll come back. But then you get to have a little bit of fun. You're jumping through windows, dodging bullets, balking around. Yep. And then if you do get knocked out or eliminated, you feel like, you ended the game on a high note. You feel good. You had a good time right at the end. So we want to just remind players that fun is sort of our focus with the game.
And I always thought that it's like doing a little song as you're running around, like a buck, 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 buck. And I was like, oh my goodness. And that's one thing that's very unique that you don't get in these other games is that ability to you're running and you're hiding. I mean, you're being a chicken, and you're jumping through windows, and you're just doing all these different tricks to try to survive long enough. Now, you kind of hinted at this a second ago, but you said in our current version, they have classes. So this, maybe some people that are watching this caught that, but how is that going to change here in the future?
So we have a very experimental patch coming up. We take alpha to mean the development term alpha. So we are still experimenting, we're testing. Something you might like or dislike about a patch could completely change next patch. We want to make sure that we get the game right and try everything that's available to us. So in this next patch that's coming out, we're getting rid of the class system, and it's going to be more focused on building your champion. So you're going to have 2 weapon slots and 2 ability slots, and one of those is going to be a mobility ability slot, and the other one is open to anything you want. So you're not going to choose a class at the beginning of the game anymore. And you're going to kind of get the ability to freely build your character as you explore the realm. And what this does is allows us to avoid the issue of if half the lobby is picking one of the classes, engineer right now, this doesn't prohibit you from being able to loot things off of those players, and half the loot from chests isn't going to be engineer specific. Because the way it works right now is that if an engineer opens a chest, engineer items come out, except for weapons, of course. But So this allows players to more freely loot and feel like they're getting something for eliminating a player, right? Like, oh, I found a sniper rifle. I'm an engineer. Oh, I'm not an engineer. I can use this sniper rifle. You know what I mean? So we're going for more player freedom and having more fun.
So will this mean that they can very, very much customize? In a way, are they based on what they're choosing and looting and picking up and putting in those ability slots? Are they kind of able to, during the game, choose what they are going to be? Now, if you find that doesn't work, are you willing to go back to the class system? Like, how tied are you to that?
So during this alpha phase, as a community manager, I'm listening very closely to what the community is talking about, what they like and don't like, and obviously bug reports and fixes and that sort of thing. With us being an alpha, nothing is locked in place. Anything can go, probably except chickens. Yeah, chickens will never go. That's a staple to the Realm Royale experience. But yeah, pretty much anything could change because we want to make sure that we're getting the best experience. So again, we're going to go back to the community and the designers and sort of talk about how we can incorporate some of the changes that the community likes and wants to have in the game with the designer's vision for the game. And we want to come to a compromise and make changes that everyone will enjoy.
Well, and that's one thing that I saw, and I was like, the having the skins for the chicken, I thought was like, that's a really, because what other game has a skin for the death part of a character, right? I mean, you get all these other things, but and that one is so personal. Being that we deal with a lot of alpha games, it's tough to find a game that works and works correctly and just isn't overrun with problems. So we really appreciate that. We wanted to get a chance to find out some more information of what's coming up in this. And we're really excited we were able to talk to you. And we're here at the Facebook Gaming Lounge, and it's a beautiful environment. It had a really good interview, and hopefully we'll catch you more. Come check us back. We're at PAX West 2018.